Hello and welcome to Traffic Paradise Radio. I'm Uno, and joining me today is no one. It's just me. So welcome, hello everyone. Hope you're having a good day. I see we already have a comment. Let's see who it is. Robin, hello, Robin. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, we're a little bit late, a few minutes. But yeah, it is what it is. Just pray that my internet holds out. As regular viewers of the show will know, a live stream is always a precarious thing to do. Zeph, hello, Zeph. How are you? We've got two people here, so we've got more viewers than we have people on the show. That's great. I think that's the first time that's ever happened. So thank you. Really happy to have you here. We're just going to do a very chilled, relaxed prediction video today for the British Grand Prix. So let us know in the comments, either the live chat or if you're watching this later on. And oh no. Okay, I think I just cut out there for a little bit. So hopefully I'm back. Robin says, it's okay. I'll keep you company, Uno. You know I talk too much here anyways. Robin, today, that is most welcome. So please talk as much as you want to. Yes, my Wi-Fi is already dying, by the way. I know. I'm sorry. I think it's back now. Is it working now? Let me know. If you can see me, hear me. Yeah, you're back. Okay, thank you, Robin. Thank you. So pray for me and pray for my internet, and also say a prayer for Yuki Tsunoda because he's having a bad time now. But look, I got a cool magazine of him. F1 to the glory, Yuki Tsunoda. Very cool. So let's get started with these race predictions. So, as you said already, it is the 2025 British Grand Prix at Silverstone, and let's see. How's it going to go? What do you think? Who do you think is going to get pole position? Who do you think is going to be on the podium? And what wild thing do you think is going to happen? So I'll let you know my thoughts on all those things, starting with pole position. This is always fun for me because I write my predictions and then I forget what I said. So I discovered these things with you. So I predicted that Lando Norris would get a home race pole position. Now, that would be wonderful for him. He had a very strong race last weekend. And hopefully for his sake, he continues with that form. But Robin is saying that Piastri will go on pole. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious from the way things have been going this season that McLaren are the team to beat on obviously on Sunday, but also on Saturday now. Max did have we have had a few other pole sitters, but yeah, for the most part, it's the McLarens are the ones to beat. So probably likely that that's going to be the case here. You might have a sneaky George pole, which I think he would like at his home race. But yeah, it's probably going to be Lando or Oscar. And I think you'll find that. Zeph also says pole Lando. So there you go. But what has everyone else said at TPR? Let's see. Lee, Immy, Kira, Neve, Tay, Lacey, and Willow all said, we've got a lot of orange there. We've got, a lot of Lando. That's 6 Landos and 1 Oscar. So Tay is the odd one out, supporting her fellow countryman, Mr. Piastri. And so to be perfectly honest, we don't know what Kira predicted because she didn't hand her predictions in. So I think these are last week's predictions. So Kira being the odd one out I think probably the odd one out last week as well. But in this case, this was not Kira's prediction. This is just what Kira predicted last week, and we just subbed those things in. So yeah, it is what it is. Maybe Kira will get really lucky and her predictions for last week were just a week early and she'll grab all the points. So those are our predictions for pole position. But let's have a look at who we think is going to get on the podium. So P3, I've gone with Lewis Hamilton. Wouldn't that be wonderful at his home race to get his first podium for Ferrari? That would be amazing. Probably not going to happen, but Ferrari were very strong last weekend. So let's see that Lewis was racing towards a different strategy, but then that strategy was sort of turned around and turned into a two-stop. So maybe he was slower than Charles, but maybe there was a reason for that. He was sort of playing the long game, and then Ferrari kind of said, no, we're going to go back to the two-stop. I'm not quite sure, but I do think that the Ferraris had pace last weekend. So I think they're in with a shot at a podium here, and it would be lovely if it could be Lewis's podium. Robin says Ferrari is too incompetent for this. Yeah, it's likely. But then, Robin, you also say third Max. So I think Red Bull's incompetence at the moment is also quite problematic. So let's see how it goes. But everyone else, excluding Kira, this is what they predicted. Oh, well, Kira's also gone for Max. There you go. Prediction from last week. Maybe it will work. Immy has gone for George Russell. Lee and Tay have gone for Oscar Piastri. Neve has gone for Lando. And Lacey has gone for Alex Albon. Oh, that is tasty. I like that prediction. And Willow agrees with me and says Lewis. So we're seeing a lot of British representation up here. And Lacey, I just think it would be wonderful if Albon could get on the podium at the British Grand Prix, the one that everyone refuses to acknowledge is actually his home Grand Prix. I think it would be wonderful. They didn't even put him on the poster. Last year, they're like, no, we can only have 3 people on the poster. So it can only be Lewis, Lando, and I forget who else it was. George, obviously George. And then this year, they're like, no, we'll put 4. And they put in Ollie Behrman. I'm like, yeah, but what about Alex? Like, come on. So, Alex, go for it. Go do amazing things. I don't even care if I lose a point because you get a podium. I'll freaking love that. So, yeah. And then Kira, as I said earlier, predicted Max last week. Maybe it will work this week. Robin says, Lacey going, Alex is real, but also can we finish a race first? Yes. Williams need to work on what they are doing because they had a tremendous been cut off. Okay, I think I'm back. Williams had a tremendous start to the season and it's all kind of fallen off since then. So let's hope that they can get their act together. But P2, Zeph's already said in the comments, George will get a P2. So let's see what George says. Let's see what everyone else says if they agree with George. I've gone with Oscar Piastri. Yeah, I think obviously, it's going to be between the 2 McLarens. And I'm really hoping, but who else is there? We've got 2 Georges. 2 Georges. Lee and Lacey have both gone for George. Immy, Kira have gone for Oscar Piastri. Tay and Willow have gone for Lando. And Neve has gone for Charles Leclerc. So we're seeing quite a bit of Ferrari this weekend, which we don't usually see. And we're seeing a lot less of Max Verstappen. So clearly people are seeing a shift here in the positions of these teams. So it'll be very interesting to see if we are correct. And yeah, we've got a nice, obviously we expect a lot of orange, but there's a nice bit of turquoise and some red in the mix as well. Zeph, I like that wild card, and I'll get to it. Let's first see who we predict is the winner. Robin says that Oscar will come P2, and if Oscar's coming P2, who's coming first? Well, Robin thinks it's going to be Lando, and you know what? So do I. So I've gone with Lando Norris for P1 to win his home Grand Prix. Would be an amazing thing. And I think at the moment he's got the momentum. We know he's got the car. And, I think last weekend, not only to like everyone else and to Oscar, but he proved to himself that he's got what it takes. He can hold off Oscar. He can have a good race. I don't remember seeing any. I think there was one moment where he went a bit wide, but other than that, I think he had a very solid race. And it's not like it was an easy race for him. He was under pressure, but he kept his cool. And I hope that he'll be able to do that again this weekend. But what has everyone else said? Let's see. Lee, Lacey, both agree. It's going to be Lando. And Neve thinks it's going to be Oscar. So we've got 4 McLaren predictions for the win. But would you look at that? We've got 2 Ferraris and 2 Mercedes predictions. We've got Immy and Tay going for Lewis, and Kira and Willow going for his former teammate, George Russell. Wow. So that would be awesome. I'm not going to lie. Especially the Lewis one. I could totally vibe with that. It would be amazing. But do I think it's likely? Not really. I think he's lucky to get a P3. I don't see him winning. And that's, of course, if it's a straightforward race. Let's maybe get to the wild cards and see if anyone's predicted some funny business that would get Lewis over the line first, or even George. I know George has won a race already this year, so it's more likely for him to do it. And again, would be lovely at Silverstone. But let's have a look and see what we think is going to happen in the wild card. So yeah, Robin said Lando P1. Zeph, who are you going for P1? Lando as well. Yeah. Also with and Zeph also thinks that George will come second and Lewis will come third. So yeah, there's quite a few nice wild card predictions here in the comments. So I'm gonna get to them now with our wild card predictions. So Zeph went with Oscar engine failure because the Merc engine finally gets McLaren. Yeah. Merc engine has been very problematic this year, and McLaren seems to have not suffered the same fate as the other teams. So it is looking likely that something will happen to McLaren just because of what's happened to the other cars. Then we've got potential wild card from Zeph. Let's put it up on the screen. Yuki points. Now, that would be wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I would love Yuki to get some points. I'd love for Yuki to have a really solid weekend. But at this point, I'm more of the opinion that it doesn't actually matter what Yuki does. It matters more what Red Bull do at this point. So I don't have a lot of faith in Red Bull. I might have a lot of their cans, but I do not have faith in them. So yeah, I would love for Yuki to do well this weekend, but I'm not going to put my hopes on that because I don't believe Yuki's the problem there. I believe there's a serious problem, not only with the car, but the team, the way the team works, the cut out again. Okay, yeah, there's a lot going on there, and I just hope that it all sorts itself out. So yeah, it would be lovely. Yuki points with a new floor this week. That is a good point. He does have a new floor, and that might be the difference. We did see he missed out. He was like 2.5 seconds off. Not 2.5 seconds. 2.5 tenths off of Max in Q1. So with the new floor, maybe it's 1.5 tenths. You know, a tenth, maybe even equal. Who knows? So let's see how it goes. But yeah, they also need to find some pace for that car because that car was slow. But let's see what Zeph says. Perhaps a delusional wild card, to be honest. Not delusional, hopeful. Okay. So Robin has said wild card. Alex Albon finishes a race. Okay. So yeah, that's a little bit of a wild card at the moment, but I think likely to happen. I would imagine that Williams will have spent a lot of this week looking at what went wrong and finding solutions for it. So let's hope for Alex's sake, for Carlos's sake, for the team's sake. It is their home Grand Prix. Let's hope that they don't have a Red Bull-esque weekend like Red Bull had in Austria, because their home Grand Prix was a disaster, an absolute disaster. No points for the team. The junior team beat them in qualifying and in the race. just a shambles of a weekend. So let's hope for William's sake that it is the opposite in England. Robin says 3 DNFs in a row, man. It's never been more over. Yeah. Alex, bless. Okay, yeah. So let's hope for better things this weekend. And this is what I've gone for the wild card prediction. I think that someone is going to put on a set of intermediate tires. I've gone slightly vague with this one, but I think it's not as vague as I could have, because I was thinking, do I predict rain? And it's like, yeah, it could rain, but like doesn't necessarily make a difference, because it might just be a little bit of rain and no one really does anything. But what I think will happen is we will get a little bit of rain and someone's going to risk the intermediates. Will it work for them? I'm not predicting that. I don't know. But there is a slight chance of rain this weekend, maybe in quali, maybe in the race. We'll see someone try an intermediate and, test the waters, literally the waters, so to speak. It would most likely be a midfielder, or it could be an Antonelli or Tsunoda for them to see what might happen, and for the teams to see if they put George or Max onto those tires, how would they do? So you might see a bit of like a guinea pig play with the intermediate tires. But what has everyone else said? We've got Lee saying, oh, Lee. Okay, this is the part. So the wildcard predictions are always difficult because we just have a picture and I'm not quite sure what the actual wildcard prediction is. So I'm going to go into our Discord server and have a look at what everyone said. So let's start with Willow. Willow said Ollie points. So we've got Ollie Behrman in the points. That would be lovely for Ollie, especially at his home race. So I like that prediction. I've said someone uses intermediate tires. Neve says strategy blunder, i.e. wet tires on a slightly damp or dry track, or vice versa. No one's, that's So a strategy blunder because of rain, essentially. So that's interesting. Lee has said both Red Bulls into Q3. So Zeph, there you go. That's boding well for the future. So let's hope that this works out for us, for all of us Yuki fans, and we get both Red Bulls into Q3, and that would be lovely. Okay. Immy said that Red Bull will get double points. Double points. We're really going all in on Yuki this weekend. This is great. I'm loving the hope. I'm loving the excitement. I'm fearing the worst, but I'm hoping for the best. So, Immy, unfortunately, we have to see Christian Horner, but that's okay. If it comes with Yuki points, we'll handle that. Tay has gone with Kimi Q2 knockout, which is really sad. So let's see what happens there with Kimi. Not had the greatest run of races. Well, I mean, just the last one, really. The one before that was great. But yeah, let's see how it goes. And Kira, what did Kira predict? Oh, this is last week's one. So let's see. 2 or more DNFs. So we're just going with Kira's predictions from last weekend, and it was 2 or more DNFs. So, I mean, hit the nail on the head last week with that prediction. She could have said 4 and she would have got it right. So, that's looking promising as things go for Kira. And then Lacey, give me 1 second. Lacey's is in a slight, no, that's not the right thing. There we go. Okay, Lacey has said, Lacey has said no points for Ferrari. That seems a bit extreme, but not impossible. So the TPR crew seems to be very divided, because if we go back and look at the we've got Lewis winning. 2 people think Lewis is winning. We've got someone thinking Charles is getting second place. And we've got 2 people thinking Lewis is getting third place. So in all of our predictions, we've got someone has put a Ferrari on each step of the podium in every prediction. So either we're all gonna look terrible and Lacey is gonna look like an absolute what's the word? What's someone who can see into the future? I don't know. A future seer person. Or we're all going to be pointing our fingers and laughing at Lacey. Or maybe we'll all be wrong and Ferrari will get fourth and fifth and everyone will have been wrong about Ferrari this weekend. Who knows? So, psychic, that's the word, Robin. Thank you. Zeph, Oracle, yes. This is why we need you here because I cannot do this by myself. Thank you so much. Yeah. Is Lacey an Oracle? Is Lacey a psychic? Tune in next week on Monday, probably. It's usually a Monday, yes. Tune in next week, Monday, for our reaction episode, and you'll find out how right Lacey was. But that seems to be it for today. Those are our predictions for the British Grand Prix. A bit of a shorter video today because it's just me yapping and Zeph and Robin keeping me company in the comments. Thank you so much to you two. Was it just you two? Was there someone else? Did I miss someone? Let me just go back and check. Just you two. Okay, cool. Well, thank you. But there are some other people watching along. I can see we've got a few more viewers than just Zeph and Robin. So thank you as well to the viewers for watching. What I will say is this week's been a bit chaotic, but I am hoping to have a very sort of unscripted, casual review of the F1 movie out hopefully tomorrow. It would probably be a bit awkward if it's on Friday because that will be interfering with the actual like race weekend. But yeah, I'm going to try and get it out by Friday. And you might see a couple shorts on the YouTube feed as well. I think we have TikTok, might be on there as well, from some of the other TPR crew members who have also watched the movie. Some of us have, some of us haven't. So that's why we're not doing like a full-on, like everyone get together and chat about it. We're all just kind of doing our own reviews as we get to see the movie. I'll give you like a bit of a sneak preview. I thought it was not a great movie. As an F1 fan, I don't think it's a good movie. But also just as a general movie fan, I don't think it's a good movie. I think it's a bit of a misstep. And I will get into that in a lot more detail. There were some positives. Okay, I'm not gonna trash it completely. But I just think that the overall, my takeaway overall from the movie is, yes, it's entertaining, but it's not very well made. So yeah, that's like the TLDR, but don't TLDR it, rather tune in sometime within the next few days. And it won't be a live stream, it will just be a usual video, so just look out for the notification. And yeah, also, if you have seen the F1 movie, maybe leave a comment in the let us know what you think. You can also tweet us, or Twitter. I still call it Twitter. You can always also chat to us on Twitter at Traffic Paradiso, or you can join our Discord server with our other fans, and you can chat to us there. Let us know your predictions. Let us know what you thought of the race last week, or what you think is going to happen this week, and let us know what you thought about the movie. But that's all. So it looks like the traffic has finally cleared and the road to Silverstone is now open. So let's jump into our cars and get moving, and we shall see you all at the racetrack on Friday. From myself and from Zeph and Robin, thank you so much for tuning in, and have a good rest of your day or night. Bye-bye. Oh, crap. I haven't set up. Okay. See, this is my biggest issue. I can't do this. Immy's so much better at this than I am. I always forget that I have to play things as we're going out. Okay. So let's try it again. From everyone at CPR, bye-bye. Oh, crap. I have to play the music too. Whoops. There we go. Eliza. Oh no. Sorry, I'm quickly coming back. Eliza, thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry if you're still here. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you. Sorry, I just saw your message now. Hello, Eliza. How are you? Are you good? How's the seals? How are the seals? How's everyone? You did miss it, but Eliza, the nice thing about YouTube live streams is you can watch them back. So yeah, make sure you just scroll back on the video and you can start it. Happy seals, happy life. That's good, Eliza. That's good. Yeah, so catch us in the replays. And yeah, so nice for you to tune in. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I am going to say goodbye now for real, though. So, because I literally have nothing more to talk about. But I do appreciate that you tuned in. It was a shorter video this week because there's only me. But yeah, thank you nonetheless. And again, thank you to everyone else who tuned in. So let's try this again because now I get to do a redo. Okay, so from everyone at the Traffic Paradise Radio crew, we'll see you at the race. Bye-bye.